אהלן חברים, היום סרטון קצת לא שגרתי בערוץ. אני מארח פה את אחד מאנשי הספורט היותר מפורסמים בלטביה לקראת המשחק של מכבי תל אביב נגד ריגה. שואל אותו על ריגה, על המצ'אפ, על השחקנים המסוכנים בריגה, מה לדעתו יהיו נקודת המפתח, וגם על קריסטאפ פורזינגיס, שכמעט שברתי את השיניים עכשיו רק מלהגיד את השם שלו, שהודח אתמול מהמשחק בין הקליפרס לדלס. אז פרגנו בלייק, תירשמו לערוץ ושתפו את זה עם כמה שיותר חברים בשביל שנוכל להמשיך לייצר תוכן, והעיקר תהנו. אהלן חברים, ברוכים הבאים לערוץ היוטיוב בספורט באיכות גבוהה. היום איתנו אדמונד. אדמונד הוא מקצוען לטבי שבא לדבר על המשחק בין מכבי תל אביב לריגה. Hi Edmund, nice to meet you.
Hi.
So Edmund, we're a bit in the dark here and we want to know what to expect tomorrow from Riga's side.
After last year when Riga participated in Europe League and won some good games, of course we expect very good results, but after the draw we are realistic and we understand that Maccabi Tel Aviv is bigger clubs than Riga, and also if you look at odds, also we see that Maccabi is a clear favorite, but still of course the football always is interesting. And again, if you look at last year participation of Riga in Eurocups, you will see that it's a dangerous opponent, and of course we hope that Riga at least will give good fight for Israeli champions.
Yes, you talked about the bookmakers and the betting odds. Maccabi Tel Aviv is a clear favorite according to the bookmakers, but I'm not sure that's really the case. You know, Maccabi Tel Aviv is just beginning their seasons. They just started. They made like 2 official games, which basically means nothing because it's cup games, you know, like a friendly cup game. And they're coming in a bit of a mess because they lost their coach. They replaced their coach. If you were Maccabi Tel Aviv, what were the key points or points of emphasis you would suggest to Maccabi Tel Aviv? What are the strongest points and the weakest points in Riga's game?
Actually, it's hard to say about weakest points because in Latvian Championship, Riga has no big problems. They are really convincing. They are winning almost every game. So it's really hard to say. I think that Maccabi just need to try to dominate and to break the defense of Riga. It will be tough. And about strong sides, on the other hand, Riga can make attacks very fast. So if Maccabi goes forward, and I think it will be, then Riga will have chances to go on counters. So I actually too hard to give ideas, not because I'm on Latvian side and try to something hide from you, but it's really hard. If I remember the lost game in Copenhagen, when was the first time Riga really lost the game with 2 goal difference in Copenhagen, 1-3. Then the Copenhagen just was very fast. They just moved the ball very fast. They were very technique, and they are very good side. So it's the only way. If Maccabi will play, I don't know, slowly and try to be patient, I think it will be very hard to break the defense of Riga.
Actually, Maccabi Tel Aviv offense is not the strongest point, I believe, in their game because they don't have like a serious target man. They more of a defensive-minded team, very structured, very organized, but we don't know really what to expect because of the coach changes. Who is the key player you will say Maccabi Tel Aviv need to
before I say about key player on the strong side of Riga team as a team, set pieces, because if you look at the squad, they are very big guys. Very tall guys, not only central defenders. For example, holding midfielder Stefan Panic from Croatia, he's 1.95, so very, very strong and tall guy.
He's a midfielder, right?
Yeah, holding midfielder, yeah. Also, attackers are tall, so it's very challenging to compete against them at set pieces. But if we talk about leaders and one big name or a good player, I would pick Brizola, Brazilian midfielder, attacking midfielder. Yeah, he plays number 10. He plays for the 3rd year in Latvia because, you know, Riga strongly depends on foreigners. And it's very important if this foreigner is here for the first year, or he already knows Latvia, he already knows the coaching stuff, etc., etc. And Brizola is for the third year. He's living here for a longer time, and he's one of the leaders. He can make good pass, he can shoot himself. He's like playmaker. He sees the pitch very well, and he can give very tricky passes.
Yes, this is also a very big issue for an Israeli teams, because we are as in Israelis we are smaller than most European clubs. So set pieces definitely will be Maccabi Tel Aviv's weakest point, the Israeli football weakest point for years back. Another thing, I'm intrigued to really know what is the perspective from the Latvian side. What will be a success and what will be a devastating result? Because for us as Israelis, we always aim too high than we can get. And for example, Maccabi Tel Aviv, if they won't go past Riga, it would be a disaster here in Israel.
Mm-hmm. Past years also Latvian clubs didn't make very high goals. They just thought about next opponent and one opponent to pass. It's okay for us. But last year, as I said before, Riga was very close to group tournament of Europe League. Mm-hmm. They just needed one goal at the end with the Copenhagen. So of course, when you do this and there comes next year, they won't make next step. And before this season, Riga staff, Riga management, also players, they said clearly that they want to get in the group tournament, which is for Latvian club football, it's very huge, because all the history, we have just one case when our club, it was 10 years ago, our club went through the group tournament of Europe League. But Riga is growing their budget, their money, their squad, and their ambitions are big, and they said that they want to get to the group tournament. They didn't say that it must be Champions League. They said that Europe League group so will be okay, because as you know, if you lose in Champions League, the champion goes to Europe League. So any group tournament is okay for them. But of course, they said this before the draw, before the season. And now when we see that the opponent is Maccabi, and not at the home, but abroad, in Israel, it's very hard. It's very hard. And for example, Latvian journalists, also me, we think that it will be very hard to win Maccabi, and they need to try in Europe League, but there they need to pass 3 opponents, which will be also very hard. So this draw has been very bad for us, but of course they will try to win and to pass forward.
Yes, but also I think it's a great opportunity. We also feel it here in Israel that because there is only one game and not two-leg matchup, then we have let's say spatial year opportunity to dream big.
And also let me say that in the second round, Lithuanian champions and Estonian champions, like it's very good. Of course, Maccabi, I don't know how you did this, but you lost to Sudovo last year. But I think that the winner of this duel between Maccabi and Riga will be favorites against that second round. So it's very good opportunity if you pass the first round.
Mm-hmm. I agree for both sides. And last words, predictions, and some words about Kristaps Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but of course I know that he's a big star.
He was ejected last night against the Clippers.
And actually, he comes from Liepāja, and Liepāja also has football team, and he's a fan of this team, of Latvian
really?
team. Yeah, really. Yeah,
nice. So your prediction for the game tomorrow?
I will be a little bit against the odds. I will say that it will end 1-1, and then it comes overtime, and then I don't know who wins, but I think that Riga at least will have a chance to go through.
All right. So Edmund, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time meeting me and discussing football and hope we will meet again, you know, in the future. It sure won't be the last time Israeli team will meet the Latvian team.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for conversation.